Okay, quick microphone test. Make sure it's working. Okay, quick microphone test. Make sure. There we go. Everything's good. So I think we'll start with Southeastern Highspeed. Not played this one for a while, and certainly apart from the introductions, I haven't played it on the PS5 version yet. So this is the PS5 version with the new core update. Don't know if I'm so impressed with this orange and grey user interface. I think I preferred the one previously, but we are where we are, so let's carry on with that. So let's do this high-speed run scenario. Welcome to St Pancras. Because of the late running, this train won't be stopping at Stratford International. Head towards the cab to get started. Let's have a look at the PIS while we're here. They do look good, those. And we've got additional passengers as a result of rush hour, which is nice to see. Okay, so sit in the driver's seat just before we do that. Put all the safety systems on. We've just got those two in this one. Master Keter on. Put it in neutral. Wow, this is the bit I always forget. So we hold the control button for 2 seconds. Then we want the pan up. Shoes down. And then we press it again. Okay, ready to go. Let's do the headlights. Headlights already on. Day running. Turn the instrument lights up. Start unlocking the doors, let a few people on. Hey Nathan, how you doing? So this is the 395, also known as the Javelin. Looks pretty good actually. Okay, set the doors to locked. Set the DRA. Here we go. So 20 miles to Ebbsfleet, which is our first stop. try out the new two-tone horn control. That's nice, we've wanted that for a long time. On console, certainly. Hey Dave, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Thought I'd run a bit of Southeastern Highspeed to get going. See what the changes are like and the quality. Looks good, does look good. Take it up to 60. Oh, that's good then. You like Southeastern. I know you didn't want to see West Somerset. I'll play that one off stream for a little bit. But the West Somerset does look very good. Does look nice. I like the business of it, I must admit. It just makes so much difference. It's a shame that wasn't done from the start, but I understand the limitations, memory-wise, etc. Right, so we can go up to 200 kph. This is a scenario, Dave, by the way, which is why the first stop is Ebbsfleet. I will run the Boston route once I pick that up. Oh, I'll show you the camera moves once I get out of the tunnels, Dave. I'll show you how that works. It does take some getting used to because we've played it for so long. It's a completely different way of doing things, but the camera views do work. So you basically, I'll show you, but basically hold down on PlayStation, hold down the square button. And then I think, sorry, not hold down the square button, see I'm getting it wrong already. What you do is hold down the right stick, keep it held in, and then the left D-pad, I think it's the left D-pad will show you the external views, the right D-pad will show you the internal views. We'll check which way around that is once we get out of these tunnels, but it's something like that. Oh, you're not so keen on the Boston. Okay. Is it just, why is that? Is it's not working right, or it's just A to B and not very interesting? What is it? Apart from the DTG streams, I've tried to avoid watching too much of it until I do pick it up. Try not to speed on this one. Yeah, A to B, yeah. I had a feeling you were going to say that just from what I did see on those streams. I think that's why with all these DLCs I've never been able to play them all the way through. I know some people will finish a DLC and do all the services before they move on to something else, but I've never been able to do that. I like to do a couple of services and then go back and do something else. Keep it interesting. But you see, when Matt was showing the end of the station there, where he was train spotting on the end of the station, there seemed to be quite a few trains coming in and out. Is it not really like that? Did he strategically in time when he knew they were going to be there? Because it did seem quite busy. Should be out this tunnel soon. I can show you the cameras. Bored already. Well, it sounds like the new German route might be out within a couple of weeks because they've got the preview on Thursday, haven't they? So the next one in the season ticket will be out very soon. So you'll be able to mix it up a bit with the new routes. I think that's if they sort out all the problems they've still got with people's DLCs being missing on some of the platforms. Right, I'll show you these cameras. I'll try not to speed, just take it down a little bit. So I hold the right stick in, left D-pad scrolls the internal views like that. Now if I do the right D-pad, front camera, rear camera, don't know what, that's the front camera, isn't it? Anyway, you get the thing. There's the flyby. So all I'm doing is I'm keeping the thumbstick in, the right thumbstick, and I'm doing D-pad right, D-pad right, D-pad right, D-pad right. And then to get back in the cab, let go of the stick and just press it again to get in. And once you are outside, obviously you can fly around just how you want to. And then of course the two-tone horn is left stick, hold square, left stick, left stick. So you get the two-tone horn, which is quite nice. I'll tell you one thing as well, Dave, with the PS5, these textures, these numbers here for the safety systems are much more clearer. I found them quite blurry before. They weren't very sharp. But it's much better now. Classic. I don't know about the classic controls. I've not used them for so long, apart from a couple of tutorials. I would have to test it to know. I think also I've got the Coastway dialed up a little bit on this version. I think can we go up to 200% now? I think I've got it about 150, I think, just to see what that was like. If it gets too much, I'll just dial it down a little bit. The draw distance certainly is a really big improvement for us as well. Now I'm speeding. Spend too much time admiring the view. Okay, so we need to drop it to 200 and then it's going to go lower than 200 straight after that. Down to 160. $130, just a mile from the station. Oh, you're way ahead of me then, Dave. I think I've got 9 trophies, something like that. I might have a few more, I can't remember. I know they seem to be popping all the time with all the different tutorials that have to be done again. I forgot how tedious some of it actually was. It's so long since I've done some of those tutorials. I mean, it's good to have a refresher on some of them. But okay, let's watch the speed into the station. More passengers, that's brilliant. It makes such a difference. If I'd have played this scenario last week before the update, the station would have been dead. So it's really nice, a really nice effect. Okay, this is Ebbs Fleet. So this is where we do the power changeover. Let's unlock the doors. So let me see if I can remember this now, because it's been a while. I pantograph up. Hold the button for 2 seconds. Hang on. Right, am I missing something? Press and hold the DC button for 2 seconds. It's got to be something to do with this, hasn't it? Is it because I've got the doors open? Oh, right, okay. It was just waiting for a prompt. I thought that was a bit odd. Let's just double check. Is the pantograph up now? I'm not convinced. Okay, it's lit, so Yeah, I'm assuming that's right. It's let me continue anyway with the scenario. Oh, of course, it's the opposite way around, yeah. Yeah, ignore me. I'm an idiot. I thought we were going from the shoes down to the pantograph up, and we've gone the opposite way, haven't we? Yep. Ignore me. It's been a while. So Gravesend is next, 1.6 miles. Hey Hongjo, thanks for joining in. Nice to see you. So we've got a 30 miles per hour speed coming up. Start bringing that back down. The level of detail on this route as well, you can tell the difference straight away between the PS4 version and this version, certainly. What's that, Dave? You had to go to Gravesend to get your hand slapped when you derailed a train. This is one of your real trains, was it? Which train did you derail? Was it an 08 or was it something else? Was it a 33? It was 33s and 08s, wasn't it? You used to drive down in this area. There we go, this is Gravesend. Let's get the doors open. So is it that easy to derail one then, Dave? You get even gravel. How much gravel are you talking about that fell down onto the track? I suppose if something's going over at high speed, it doesn't take much to actually derail it. Just while we're waiting, let's have a quick look in the pause menu to see the improvements that they've made. So within this menu now, you can see where the speed changes are coming up on the red line there, and you can also see the gradient as well in the bottom half of that screen, which is quite good. And then there is the map, which isn't. This is a nice improvement, but some of them at the moment you can see are overlapping each other. So depending which route you're on and how close the stations are, it's not the easiest thing to actually read, but it's a step in the right direction, definitely. Especially when you're just starting to learn the route. So what happened then, Dave? Did the gravel sort of spill from the truck and go between the points, so that the points couldn't be changed properly? Is that basically what happened? So they were kind of wedged open slightly. Yeah. But they sent you all the way to Gravesend to get your wrist slapped instead of somebody travelling down to actually deliver the message. Okay, we're on our way to Strood, just over 6 miles. Pick the speed up a little bit on this stretch. So did the shunter get towed off as well then, Dave? Because is it from a safety perspective, is it his job to change the points? If you're the driver, are you meant to stay where you are, or do you kind of do a bit of both? Is it acceptable to also change the points if you're at the right end? And I guess if this was a few years ago, you probably just got a little bit of a ticking off. But now, these days, there'd be a big health and safety investigation, no doubt, as to what went on and how to prevent it in future and all that carry on. And did you do it again? Okay, so here's Who Junction. So you said over on the left. So you're on this side, were you? Is that a fairly accurate depiction of what it looks like down there at Who Junction? Yeah, that's good then, yeah. I've never been down to this part of the country, so I'm not that familiar with it at all. It must be nice to see somewhere in this game that you actually recognise. I think probably the nearest I've got to recognising something is Manchester Victoria. But even then, the amount of changes that Victoria's been through these past few years, it's a completely different place now, isn't it, to what it used to be? But I do remember quite well the old version. Leeds, I don't remember so much. The Leeds station that's on Northern Transpennine, is it the same Leeds now, or is it a completely different station, the one that's in NTP? Leeds City is called in Northern Transpennine, I think. Okay, just at the end of this tunnel we go into the 15 miles per hour just as we approach Strood. Gets with his speed off. Okay, that's interesting. I must admit, I haven't been to Leeds by train much. A couple of times. From Preston, it can be a bit of a pain because you've got to go into Bradford and then come out of Bradford again from this direction. But I do remember Leeds Station. It's a few years since I've been there, but I do remember Leeds Station looking a lot bigger than it does in the game. So I knew they'd done something with it. Oh, Carnforth. Well, yeah. So when I worked at British Rail, when I worked for Regional Railways Northwest in, well, it would have been the early 90s. I don't know if you know Carnforth at all, but right next to the station there is a building which was opened in the 90s. It used to have the rail freight people in there. There was the offices for rail freight, and upstairs I was working for the civil engineers department, and we had the upstairs in that building, and it's in the car park at Carnforth Station. It's quite a big building, and we were the first to move in there. So I worked at Carnforth for 3-4 years. But of course, for me, it's fairly easy to get to. I can imagine for you, it's a bit of a trek. Yeah, West Coast Railways on the other side. Steamtown, it used to be, didn't it? Over there. Remember as a kid, I went to Steamtown a couple of times. West Coast Railways do a lot of tours now, don't they? Rail tours. So we can leave at 46. Let's shut the doors now. Okay, this is the end of the scenario, I would think. Reverser to off.
Vehicles parked at unauthorized points may be clamped or removed without warning. Short and long stay parking is available at this station.
Sounds like the lady who does the announcing on Great Western Express. Time taken 35 minutes. That's exactly the length of time it says this scenario takes. I was fully expecting actually to carry on there across to Rochester. I forgot I was doing a scenario. Surprised me a little bit. Okay, let's have a run at something else. Any requests? So I've got every DLC in the game apart from the Boston Sprinter. Anything in particular anyone wants to see? As long as it's not Sandpatch and we spend 3 hours. About Cathcart Circle. Now I did start journey mode again within this. Oh, you want East Coastway? Okay, I'll do East Coastway. Yep, yep. Suits me. Let's do this one. New Haven Marine to Brighton. All stop service from New Haven Marine. Yep, let's get everything set up first. Let's get the master key on. Into forward. Headlights to day running. So this is strange. Let's have a look. Oh, we're in the siding, of course. I was just wondering why we weren't picking people up. But we're starting from Bryan Ferry. That's a bad joke, isn't it? So let's go into New Haven and pick up the first set of passengers. Check the PIS. Yeah, you said it wasn't working. Let's have a look at that once we get into here. It did, yeah. I think there are not many, Dave, that start from there. And I think that's why it confused me a little bit. This is one of the ones where you're bringing it into service for the first time. Which you also do with a few of them at Brighton, of course. Let's go and have a look at the PIS. $703 to Brighton, that sounds right. So maybe it's just some of them, Dave, that are not working. That one looks good. I love the fact now that we can see so much further into the distance as well. The water looks dodgy though, doesn't it? New Haven Town, just over 500 yards away, is our next stop. Oh, so the scenario was meant to take you to Brighton, but it did actually terminate you at Lewis. That's interesting, then. Something wrong there, because to my knowledge, the random events haven't been put in yet. Be nice if you did start a service and then get terminated somewhere and it was a completely random event, but that's not something they've done yet. So it sounds like the PIS was right, but the service was wrong. There's so many passengers now, you go looking for collectibles like this. I'm not used to bumping into people. You used to have the freedom of the platform.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap.
Okay, he's not getting on. I know he was trying to steal the train. Don't look at me like that. Right, Southeast is next. Does this crossing work? I can't remember if it's in East Coastway. Oh, I'm going to get stuck behind a building now. I don't know if crossings are working on East Coastway. I can't remember. No, I don't. I don't know if it's had the treatment yet on this route. red light coming up. All green. It's always been a very nice looking route, this one. And here we are at 6 minutes past 7 in the morning, and it's just got that early morning mist about it. That really does match the sort of time of day we're at the moment. Looks good. Telex, welcome back. Nice to see you again. How you doing? Yeah, Dave. Since we got this update last week, I'm struggling to know what's meant to be working on which route, what's been implemented and what still needs to get the treatment. I'm not 100% clear on that. I noticed that they're not doing a roadmap tomorrow, they're doing a Q&A stream, which is going to be quite interesting, isn't it, given some of the issues the Xbox and PS4 people have had in the last week. Because, you know, nowadays when Sam joins, you know, they're expecting some trouble. And Sam is on that one tomorrow. This is Southeast. High voltage, keep out. Why would you be going inside one of these? So many people. A tiny station like this as well. It's really good. Lewis is next. I'd say the other thing as well, the screenshot functionality isn't properly working for me. I can take a screenshot which is now what is it? Is it hold square, D-pad down? No. Hold the stick in. Hold the right stick in, D-pad down. But the upload to Dovetail Live always fails. Upload failed, yeah. And that's been the same since last week. Since I moved to this version. I can take the rail shots, but I can't upload them. Which is a shame because I use these shots that I take to do the thumbnails for the videos. So they're not looking very good at the moment. Yeah, telex number. I haven't been on this route. It's a bit It's a bit south for me. Bit of a trek. And I've not been on this 377 therefore either. But it does look like a really nice route. I did just get a trophy then, but I'm not sure what that's for. I'll check afterwards. Here's a 66. $40. It does stutter, Dave. Actually, I was going to mention that. On the standard PS4, it did it occasionally, but you could pretty much guarantee when it was going to do it. Since being on the PS5 version, surprisingly, it has stuttered occasionally, more than I got previously. But I guess that's something they could tune later on. So for anyone that has joined that didn't know, this is the PS5. This is the next gen version of TSW. And I think you can see it in 180p, but at my end it's in 4K. It's really nice. This is Lewis. Down to 10 miles an hour. Bit of traffic in the station as well, which is good. Simrail, yeah, I was looking that up actually. It doesn't say actually when the release date is. I know on the forums they were suggesting it was going to be September sometime, but I don't know where that comes from. I did go to the developer's website actually to have a quick look yesterday, but I didn't see anything on a release date. It just said coming soon. I'll keep an eye out on the developer's site, see if they update it. But I will be getting that. I will try that out, and I will stream that as well, hopefully. See what the differences are. It's a different engine that it's built in. I think it's Unity engine, which I think is what Truck Driver and On the Road is built in. On to Farmer next. It's definitely for consoles, Dave. I don't know whether there'll be a PS5 version or whether it'll be a Series X version or whether it'll just be the standard consoles. It doesn't actually say. It just says for PlayStation and Xbox. It will be nice. They'll want it to give TSW some competition. Depending how good SimRail actually is. Might be terrible, but you know, there will be another console rail game, which is interesting. This is nice detail. The Abbey ruins. Okay, up to 60 miles an hour now on this stretch. Goodbye DTG, is it? I think I was looking at the trailer last night. I don't know what content it ships with, but I know from the off it's got multiplayer as well, which is quite interesting, isn't it? Because so many people are calling out for multiplayer in Train Sim World 2. I don't know, to be honest, if multiplayer bothers me that much. If I tried it, I might take to it. You know, if you get some like-minded players who want to do that as a session. But I can imagine there's going to be a lot of messing about, people who just want to come on and ruin somebody's game. But if you can get a group together of people who want to play it properly, I imagine it could be quite interesting. Yeah, I'll send you the link, Dave, to the trailer. You can see that. Yes, good point, Telex. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I hope that when you're getting into Brighton Station, as you're coming in, I hope on the left-hand side there is some kind of AI services going in and out, and it's not just a dead area. I don't think they've said anything about that yet. I think as well as SimRail, there was another train sim that was mentioned. I can't for the life of me remember what that was. I was trying to dig it out from the forums, but I know there's 2 games coming out. I must try and find out what that other one is. You see the cab light up. There's still some of that going on, where it will randomly light the cab up as if you've come from under a bridge. Don't know what causes that. Start dropping the speed. Yeah, I don't know if that was it, Dave. There was another one. It could have been Russian. I think the SimRail one is by a developer in Poland, I think. But the other one, the name of it is on the tip of my tongue. I just can't think what it was called. It's on the forum somewhere. There was a discussion about it. Where wolves attack you, yeah. So this is Farmer. Just double check on that PIS and make sure it's still correct. Looks alright. Oh yeah, the Japanese one. Yeah, the Japanese one is actually on the it's actually on the PlayStation Store, I think. On to Mulescombe, 1.8 miles. You can bring it straight up to 70 miles an hour. Yeah, Southeastern, Dave, is still a good route. I had a spell of playing it quite a lot, and then I went off doing other things, and it's nice just to come back and do a couple of services at a time on Southeastern. I do like the Javelin that we were just driving previous to this. I like all the high speed ones. I like the French one as well, like the TGV. Since going back to this PS5 version, I've not driven the TGV yet. I need to restart that at some point. I don't want to go in emergency brake. Oh, that's close. Does that class as overshot? Possibly. So just to be on the safe side, we'll close that one. Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah, mind the gap. London Road is next, and then we'll be on to Brighton, which is the last stop. So now, Dave, you just need a 4K TV and you'll be in business. Yeah, Telex, I quite like those freight runs. And don't forget, there's also there's the rail tour services as well, where you can use some of the old diesel locos. If you own the DLCs, I should add, that bring those locos in. Oh, yeah, there's a beat. Yeah, so what we'll do is, on one of these future streams then, Dave, I will run either the Kolnarken or the Munich Augsburg. We'll put the LZB on, and you can follow it through. It is quite good, actually. Does it do that on every route? Does it do that on the Southeastern Highspeed as well, Dave? I know the rail tour that was on this route. Is there still a rail tour on this route, or did they take it out? I know there was, but anyway, the one on this route used to definitely follow something that's really slow, and you just couldn't get going, which was a little bit annoying. Yeah, so you get a much better distance on the PS5 now. It's a much sharper image as well. Right, so it's just these Coastway ones that are behind something. Does look good, Telex, yeah. Here we are at Brighton, and we're pretty much on time as well. Nice little service at 32 minutes, just over. Nearly 15 miles. Just okay when you just want to hop on and do something quick. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining me. It's been a pleasure as always. Hadn't planned to stream tonight, just had a bit of spare time and thought I'd jump on. Hopefully we'll be back Wednesday with a regular one, so I'll try and plan something in by then. By that time, DTG will have had the Q&A session on Tuesday, so that might give us something to talk about on Wednesday. See what the general mood is. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Pleasure. Catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.